Okay, what's up, y'all? Welcome back. Let's watch this video. 10 still WWE stars who desperately need a new gimmick. Let's watch.
10 WWE wrestlers who desperately need a new gimmick. Number 10, Apollo Crews. Now, Apollo Crews has been on the WWE main roster for almost a decade, and in that time, Crews has gone through various character reinventions and gimmicks, but none of them have truly catapulted the talented star to the next level. Crews had a semi-successful run in NXT before he was recalled back up to the main roster in 2023. Yet Crews returned with no purpose, and when his partnership with Baron Corbin came to an end, Crews was left lingering around without anything to do. Crews urgently needs a new character that lets his abilities shine, and this is something that Triple H and the creative team should put focus on during 2025. Crews has a lot to offer, yet Crews being basically a seasoned enhancement talent is doing him a massive disservice. Number 9.
I hate hearing when someone has like a lot of talent and it's not being put on display. I hate that. It's like they're just there collecting dust. Like, put them out there, put them in front of people. You know, it's just going to waste all that talent and skill. Like, that's so sad. I hate hearing
Theory.
that.
One of the most frustrating storylines of 2024 centered around Austin Theory potentially turning babyface. A babyface turn for Theory was teased time and time again throughout the calendar year, yet WWE just couldn't commit to going all the way with the dissolvement of A-Town Down Under. A Theory at one stage was going to be cemented as a main eventer in WWE. Although it was clear that Triple H doesn't share that vision, the former Money in the Bank holder has
weird.
a lot of potential as a babyface act. Now, we've seen countless times over the years just how well Theory does when handling media duties or charity appearances. This is a type of ability WWE looks towards when making decisions on who are going to be the top babyfaces within the company. Is 2025 the year in which Theory finally turns babyface? Well, time will tell. Number 8.
I definitely felt like we were like gonna get a babyface moment from Austin between him and I can't think of his name. But you know how the whole story was going where he was like taking blows and he was acting kind of weird. He was acting a little bit weird towards Austin. I was like, "Oh, is Austin gonna have a moment where he kind of like wakes up and he you know, he realizes that Grayson, that's his name, he realizes that Grayson is like, you know, treating him kind of shitty, and then we see um Austin, you know, turn babyface, but it just seems like it didn't go anywhere, which was a surprise. Like, I totally like thought I could feel it coming, but I guess not.
Braun Strowman. Since returning to WWE, Braun Strowman has been presented as a babyface across both Raw and SmackDown. Whilst the former WWE Universal Champion is great in this role, his monster gimmick has truly run its course, and it's time for him to find something new. Strowman is definitely better as a babyface act, and his wild antics and spots definitely lean more towards a babyface character, yet Strowman is clearly lacking in character development, and this is something that WWE needs to rectify. One of the ideas that's been thrown around by fans is allowing fans to see inwards and allowing the audience to learn more about Strowman and his story. Strowman has been through a hell over the past few years, and his real life story would actually make fans care about him as a performer. Number 7. Carlito. Carlito's booking since returning to WWE hasn't exactly set the world on fire. Carlito has mainly been used as a side character in the Judgment Day, and whilst at first this acted as passable comedic relief, it's quickly gone stale, and fans are starting to question the point of Carlito in the faction. Despite being one of the most seasoned male stars on the roster, Carlito barely wrestles, and if he ever does lace up his boots, his performances are often met with criticism, as Carlito has dramatically regressed in the ring. Now, whilst his original gimmick was a classic and may be dated, it was over, and it may be in WWE's best interest if they revert Carlito back to this gimmick before his final WWE run is considered a total failure. Number 6. Finn Balor. Now, in December 2024, when WWE formally announced that Finn Balor was the #1 contender for the world title, not a single fan expected Balor to be successful in his attempts to capture the gold. This was the major issue, as it highlighted just how damaged Balor is as a character, and it was a sign that his persona needs a major overhaul. Balor has quote-unquote been the leader of the Judgment Day faction for several years now, and even though the majority of his work has been great, it's time to do something new with him. Right now, Balor currently lacks credibility and his motivations as a heel are all over the place. There have been calls from fans to see Balor revert back to being a babyface and leaving the Judgment Day behind him, and this could possibly be the best move for his career. The majority of Balor's most exciting feuds and matches have been as a babyface, and seeing that babyface style persona return with an added edge could be the right step forward. Currently, it's unclear whether WWE have any plans to bring back the beloved demon persona, but this will be another welcome step in the next evolution of the inaugural Universal Champion. There are a lot of rumors online regarding the status of Balor's faction, and some fans have theorized that a feud with the Wyatt Six could act as the final nail in the coffin for a stable that has been dominating Raw since 2022. Number 5. Naomi. Now, upon returning to WWE at the start of 2024, WWE fans hoped that the company would try something innovative and different with Naomi. She had been using her Feel the Glow persona for years, but there was something that was missing that was preventing her and the character from reaching the next level. It also didn't help that it was never made clear what the character was beyond a fancy entrance, and this is definitely a factor in WWE not going all the way with her. Throughout 2024, it looked like Naomi was going to turn heel, and this was teased countless times during alliance with Bayley. However, it just never materialized. As things stand, Naomi finds herself in the middle of a storyline with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, and due to Cargill being taken out of action, Naomi has stepped into the fold to team with Belair. Now, there have been major rumors that Naomi could be the one behind Jade Cargill's attack, and if this is indeed the case, then it would act as a welcome change of character for Naomi and finally give us something new to do on the Blue brand. Number 4.
One thing I did notice in this past, and I even pointed it out in my reaction, the most recent SmackDown is when her and Bianca had announced that they would both be in the Royal Rumble. Naomi announced her entrance or whatever, and then when Bianca announced hers, Naomi kind of gave like this look. It was like this like look on her face. I noticed that. So I was like, the wheels started turning for me. I felt like Naomi felt some type of way about that. You know what I mean? So I'm just putting that out there. I don't know what that means, but I did notice that as a girl who's been friends with girls, several girls, we could be a little bit so Naomi's face said a lot without her even saying anything. All you gotta do is read a person's face, read their body language. Naomi felt some type of way about that, so I'm gonna just put that out there. I don't know, but yeah, people's eyes definitely have been on Naomi since the whole Jade thing.
Almost has disappeared entirely from WWE television, and he's been forced to work on his internet presence, particularly his YouTube channel, to stay in the forefront of the fans' minds. Almost impressed in featured matches against the likes of Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins, but this wasn't enough for WWE to keep him on television, and Almost was just relegated to making sporadic house show appearances. In early 2025, Almost stepped into Pro Wrestling Noah, and the Nigerian giant managed to win a title on his first night. Almost getting a run in Japan is a smart move, and it looks like his run already is destined to be a success. When Almost returns to WWE programming, WWE should look to explore Almost's real-life personality. He's connected with the fans thanks to his social media content, and his real-life interviews make him seem like the sweetest, most genuine wrestler in the world. In this day and age, a generic big guy just isn't going to cut it, and a little development could go a long way in getting Almost over with the general audience. It's not just the WWE fanbase that has been impressed with Almost, as even the legendary Undertaker allowed Almost a guest spot on his podcast. The podcast appearance was received unbelievably well, and the dead man would later urge WWE to take another look at what Almost could potentially bring to the table. Number 3. Pete Dunn. That was a great move when WWE decided to ditch the Butch persona and allow Pete Dunn to be, well, Pete Dunn again. Ultimately, this has had little to no benefit to Dunn, as outside a fun feud with Sheamus, his character was stale within a matter of weeks, and the former WWE UK champion often finds himself on WWE main event, which is clearly a sign that WWE have no creative plans for him. Dunn is an outstanding wrestler and could be a great addition to the mid-card scene on either Raw or SmackDown, yet he currently lacks any character development. Dunn debuting a new gimmick with his Pete Dunne name should be the move forward, and it may begin to enamor fans towards the popular star. It was reported in 2024 that Dunn was producing matches for WWE Speed, and fans took this as if WWE was slowly fizzling him out as an on-air character, as it's uncommon for wrestlers to pull double duty in this capacity. Nevertheless, Dunn is only 31 years old and still has years upon years left before he even considers retirement. Number 2,
I
Rhea
like
Ripley.
Pete Dunne.
Now, some of you ain't gonna like this, but it made all the sense in the world to turn Rhea Ripley babyface. Ripley was incredibly popular despite being a heel, and she had every tool it took to be a top babyface on the women's roster. Whilst Ripley's run as a babyface hasn't been atrocious, the character progression has been abysmal, and fans have urged WWE to do something with Ripley's presentation. Right now, Ripley is presented as invincible, and her character has been in a rut due to a never-ending feud with Liv Morgan. But now with the feud between the two seemingly now in the rearview mirror, then this should mean that Ripley can evolve as a wrestler and as a character, and a slight persona adjustment should be the move forward as WWE heads towards WrestleMania 41. And number 1, The Miz. It's often been said that former WWE champion The Miz is better as a heel as opposed to a babyface. Whilst this may be true, it could be argued that The Miz's finest character work in recent years has come as a babyface during his vastly underrated feud with Gunther. Since that feud, Miz has turned heel and abandoned his former partner R-Truth. Miz is just back to his old ways, and the Final Testament involvement does add an element of freshness to his personality, yet in the grand scheme of things, The Miz currently feels like the stalest he's ever been as an on-air character. Now don't get us wrong, The Miz is still an incredible asset to WWE, and to his credit, his in-ring work still manages to deliver at a high level which speaks volumes in relation to how talented he is. The issue is that WWE have done everything they can possibly do with him, so what's next? The Miz taking on a new gimmick shouldn't be too difficult, and WWE should look to build Miz as this disgruntled veteran who's now going to do whatever he can to reach the top of the WWE once more. But there you have it, folks, 10 WWE wrestlers who desperately need a new gimmick change.
Oh, wow. All right, you guys, it's going to do it for this reaction. Make sure to leave some likes and comments down below. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you on the next one. Toodles.